The Hoosier Desk building is once again the subject of city debate. More on what's going on, plus part 2 of my exclusive interview with 8th District Congressman Larry Bucshon, and Kathy Kalb discusses the upcoming Black Hawk Manor Festival tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. The ongoing effort to revitalize the former Hoosier Desk building continues to generate its share of debate. This morning, the Jasper City Council held a special meeting that featured a lengthy discussion on concerns about the potential use of the building by the Jasper Arts Commission and as a new location for the Jasper Public Library. Though the council ultimately voted 5-1 in favor of funding $28,000 to have a study done on the building, several council members expressed concerns with how much money the city is spending on consultants and studies, along with the timing of this study. Councilman Kevin Manley was among those who voted in favor of the funding. Though he did vote for it, Manley says these studies should have already been done.
We are in favor of repurposing old buildings. We are in favor of the arts and the library working together because that could create a very unique asset for our community, and so we're 100% behind that. What our concern was that we should have done a feasibility study maybe a year or a year and a half or whenever we started with City Visions and the scope of their project. It should have been done to know if this is really feasible.
Manley's concerns were echoed by 4 of the other 5 councilmen on hand this morning. Ray Howard was the only council member who did not show up. Others who expressed their concerns included Councilman Tom Schmidt, who voted against funding the study as the lone dissenter. Schmidt says these studies should be done by the building's owners rather than by the city. He said via telephone after the meeting that there is enough local talent available to do these studies instead of bringing in a consultant.
We have a lot of talent in Jasper and in Dubois County that could go out to the parklands, and I've seen some preliminary things that just local people have done with trees and picnic tables, and they were talking about a little bridge over a little piece of water. It don't take much to figure things like that out to do it, and we need an ingress and egress road. We have an engineer that surely could design that. I just don't understand that they don't get it.
Schmidt, along with Manley and others, stated that he is opposed to using public funding for a private project. He even went so far as to recommend that City Visions be removed as consultants before they bankrupt the city. Mayor Terry Seitz defended this study, pointing out that the council voted to fund the Downtown Riverfront Master Plan and the former Jofco Building housing project, both of which were private projects. Ultimately, Jasper Library Board President Dean Vonderheide was called before the council. Vonderheide said that the library board supported the ongoing collaboration effort on these studies rather than doing them individually. Vonderheide says he is pleased that things are moving ahead, though concerns are understandable.
For us to have the facts in front of us as a board and for the arts department to know the facts around that building, we won't know that until the study is completed. I was very encouraged, though, by the amount of sincerity from the council members toward staying with the economic restrictions. They don't want to have taxpayers pay for this, and I thought that was a healthy discussion by the council.
Vonderheide says the library board is looking to make a decision on a future site at its June meeting. He says it's a tight timeline, but it will still be important to get this study done. A Birdseye woman was taken to the hospital after an accident along Schnellville Road yesterday afternoon. At 12:45 p.m., Dubois County Sheriff's deputies were called to Schnellville Road just east of Santine Road. Deputies say 63-year-old Catherine Huffman had been going westbound on Schnellville Road when she partially went off of the north side of the road for an unknown reason. At that point, Huffman overcorrected and ended up going off of the south side of the roadway before hitting an embankment. The impact caused her vehicle to lift up and go into a cornfield where it came to rest facing north after traveling some distance. Huffman was taken to Memorial Hospital for treatment of back pain. 2 young children in the back seat of the car were not injured and were released to another family member who arrived on scene. $1,000 in damage was reported to Huffman's vehicle. Schnellville first responders, Memorial Hospital EMS, and a wrecker from Berg's Garage also assisted. And finally tonight, Duke Energy is giving $1 million to a new Southern Indiana research project on storing renewable energy as part of a 2012 settlement with the state. Research will take place at the Battery Innovation Center, which is adjacent to the Crane Naval Surface Warfare Center. Duke Energy is also partnering with the state's Office of Utility Consumer Counselor for this project. The settlement between the state office and Duke Energy was over costs to consumers in the construction of the company's power generating station in Edwardsport over in Knox County. Part of the settlement required Duke Energy to give $1 million toward a collaborative clean energy initiative. The company says testing at the Battery Innovation Center is expected to begin sometime this fall. All right, coming up after the break, part 2 of my conversation with Larry Bouchon, and later on, more on this year's Black Hawk Manor Festival. We're back after this.